Hello, everyone. The book we're going to be talking about today is actually the very first novella from the author. And I believe in supporting all those indie authors out there. That's why when he said, hey, I'll send you a free copy of my book if you'll read it and review it. And I agreed, and I'm glad I did. And we're going to be talking about his book here in just a minute. But first, I want to remind you that if you want to buy my book of short horror stories called The Things That Happen at Night, there is a link in the description that'll take you to the page, and you can do that for just $3. And if you do buy it, I hope you enjoy it. Also down below, starting next month, I'll be having a newsletter. I'll be sending out two newsletters per month if you want to subscribe to that. They'll have video reviews, book news, any giveaways I hear about that you guys can get in on, maybe get yourself some free stuff, and I'll even include some free short stories of mine as a way of saying thank you for joining. Doesn't cost anything. The link's down below. Go ahead and sign up, and starting next month, I'll be sending those out. And also, if you prefer my written reviews for books, there's a link down below where you can go to my website and read my blog. I got all kinds of stuff down there, so be sure to check it all out. Now let's get on with the video. All right. So the book we're going to be talking about today is actually a novella. It's called Haunted by Life, a coming-of-age paranormal story by Eddie J. Morales. Eddie has written two books of short horror stories, and this is his first steps into longer form horror fiction. I always love when authors step out of their comfort zone. They try something new, something they never done before, and I support that 100%. And I was very happy and honored that he gave me a copy of this novella to read. Because I want to get the word out. You know, we should support these authors. Not everybody's a Stephen King or a Darcy Coates out there that can write anything and sell 1 million copies. But let's talk about the book. This book is exactly what the title suggests. It's a coming-of-age paranormal story. Let's talk about the ghosts, first of all. There's all kinds of ghosts, all kinds of paranormal creatures in the world of horror, and I love them all. This is just a good old-fashioned nasty ghost. The ghost in this story is just the spirit of a woman. And when she first makes her appearance, she is bloodied. She is haggard looking. She is very scary and frightening, you know, with those dead eyes that ghosts have and everything. He didn't try to fancy it up or elevate it or make it anything it's not. It's a straight ahead, good old fashioned scary ghost in this book. He does put a twist on the old ghost tale, though. I'm going to get to that in a minute. And I found that very, very interesting. One of the things I really liked about this book. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But it also concerns a family, especially a boy named Javier. They live in Puerto Rico. The author is a native of Puerto Rico, so the book is set in that U.S. territory. And that's another thing I like. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I appreciate books that deal with different cultures and deal with different races and deal with different aspects of life that you don't see for your own inside the United States or wherever you're from. I love hearing about these different tales and different fables and different urban legends from other cultures. It makes my mind go crazy and come up with some really good ideas. And I really like how you get a glimpse into Puerto Rico and the life there from the eyes of his characters. And you can tell that it's authentic, that Eddie knows what he's talking about. But Javier has two brothers and a mother. And one day this ghost makes an appearance. And at first, he doesn't know if he should tell anybody, all right? Because even though they live around people who actually do believe in these spirits and curses and things of that nature, he doesn't know if he wants to say anything, and have people think maybe he's losing his mind. He's a young man, just a teenager. But at first, this ghost doesn't really do much. She's just there. Her appearance is what's scary. She scares not only him, but his brothers, and even his mother has their own encounters with this spirit, with this ghost lady. And she doesn't really say anything. When they speak to her, when they yell at her, she doesn't seem to understand unless it's in Spanish. She doesn't seem to understand anything they're saying in English. But as time goes on, and here's the thing, these encounters take place over the course of many, many months. Even the description in the book will say, well, for the next few months, nothing happened. Nobody had an encounter. Nobody saw anything, and life goes on kind of as normal. But still, in between those times, it's still in everybody's mind because everybody has had that experience. And they're trying to find out why they are being haunted. What have they done? They don't recall doing anything bad to anyone, and the ghost can't communicate to them exactly what it wants. But as time goes on, it's not just the appearance of the ghost. This ghost becomes more physical, becomes more harmful, tries to do physical harm to the family. And at one point, it almost kills Javier. At one point, it comes out of the ground. This ghost comes out of the ground, tries to grab the mother's ankles, and tries to drag her like it's trying to drag her down to hell with it. And it keeps ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. And nobody knows why. But here's what I want to say. I'm not going to give away why. We do figure out why this particular ghost is haunting this particular family. And it will have something to do with characters we meet later on in the book. Maybe about the halfway point, we get introduced to some characters. And something happened in the past with one of these, and this ghost woman when she was alive. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say, because you have to stay there for the finale. You have to get through this book and figure out why this woman is haunting this family, what they have to do with it, and at the end, you kind of feel some sympathy for this ghost. And here's why. And here's something I really, really liked. Have you ever thought in these ghost stories, why is the ghost being so mean? Why is it haunting these people? Why is it being so cruel? Well, Eddie puts a little spin on there. Perhaps they don't have a choice. Maybe when people die in a certain way with unresolved issues over their death, perhaps they are cursed as spirits to lash out against their will, even because of the way they died, through whatever rules the spirit world has. And he kind of introduces that idea in this book, and I really like that because I think it adds something fresh. It adds a new twist to the paranormal and ghost stories in general. And I absolutely loved it. This is a very quick read. I think it's like 140-ish kind of pages, somewhere in there. You'll be able to finish it in one sitting. And you want to, because you want to see what happens next. And as things start ramping up, and as we find a way for the ghost to speak to the family, and we get to learn why she's doing this. And it's very exciting, and has some very heavy implications for everybody involved, really. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So yeah, I highly recommend this. Support indie authors. Pick yourself up a copy of this book, Haunted by Life. I will leave a link down below to the Amazon page if you want to purchase it from there. It's a good investment. You'll be happy you did. And also down below is a link to a copy of my book. I also have my Twitter and Instagram down there. Come join me on there. I'd love to have you. Sign up for my newsletter, read my blog if you want. And as always, I want to say thank you for taking some of your time, spending it here with me. I really appreciate you guys watching. And until we meet again, Keep reading spooky, my friends.